What if the foundation of the modern global economy was quietly shifting, right under our feet? What if the US dollar's dominance over global oil trade, something that's held for nearly 50 years, was suddenly being questioned? And what if Saudi Arabia, the kingdom that helped create this system, is now preparing to dismantle it? This is not just a story about oil. This is a story about power, currency, and the global balance of influence. Stay with us, because what's coming could affect every nation, every economy, and possibly your wallet. Let's rewind to 1973. The world was in chaos. The Arab-Israeli war had triggered an oil embargo by OPEC countries, and oil prices quadrupled. The global economy trembled. At the same time, the US dollar was facing uncertainty. Just 2 years earlier, President Nixon had ended the gold standard, detaching the dollar from gold and making it a pure fiat currency. America needed to re-anchor the dollar's global dominance. So a secret deal was born between two powerful players, the United States and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Under this agreement, Saudi Arabia and eventually all OPEC nations would sell oil only in US dollars. In return, the US would provide military protection and economic cooperation. This was the birth of the petrodollar system. As oil became the most traded commodity on Earth, the demand for dollars soared. Every country needed dollars to buy oil. That meant more countries held U.S. Treasury bonds, more power flowed to the Federal Reserve, and the U.S. could print money with global confidence. It was brilliant, it was quiet, and it worked. But no empire lasts forever. In recent years, the cracks in the petrodollar system have begun to show. Saudi Arabia, once unquestioningly loyal to Washington, has started charting its own path. The rise of China, the shifting power dynamics of the Middle East, and the growing call for multipolar global governance have all played a role. In 2016, Saudi Arabia signed a comprehensive strategic partnership with China. In 2022, President Xi Jinping visited Riyadh. During that visit, both sides discussed conducting oil trades in yuan, the Chinese currency. This was once unthinkable. Why the shift? Because trust is fading. The U.S.'s heavy use of sanctions has raised concerns. Countries worry that too much dependence on the dollar gives Washington too much power. And Saudi Arabia, it's paying attention. Even more telling, Saudi officials have publicly admitted that the kingdom is open to settling oil trades in other currencies. That one sentence rattled economists around the globe. Saudi Arabia is not making these moves blindly. Its economy is undergoing transformation. Vision 2030, the bold reform plan championed by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, aims to diversify away from oil. That means new trade partners, new investment channels, and new monetary strategies. By reducing reliance on the US dollar, Saudi Arabia protects itself from dollar volatility, inflation, and politically driven monetary policies. Meanwhile, China has become the kingdom's top trading partner. The yuan is rising. Digital currencies, central bank swaps, and new global financial alliances are becoming mainstream. And as Saudi Arabia joins organizations like BRICS Plus and engages with multipolar institutions, its monetary strategy follows suit. The kingdom is not attacking the dollar, it's hedging its bets. And that changes everything. How has the U.S. responded? Officially, with caution. Unofficially, with concern. Washington understands that dollar dominance is not just economic, it's strategic. It gives America global influence, sanctions power, and financial insulation. Losing petrodollar status would not crash the dollar overnight, but it would chip away at a pillar of U.S. strength. That's why the U.S. has been reinforcing alliances with India, Australia, and Japan. It's also why digital dollar initiatives and Fed Now systems are accelerating. The goal: stay ahead in a world where transactions may no longer be dollar exclusive. U.S. policymakers are also watching the IMF and World Bank closely. They know the battlefield is not just oil, it's financial architecture. Saudi Arabia's pivot is part of a larger trend. Countries like Russia, India, Brazil, and even France are engaging in non-dollar trade. Central banks are buying gold at record levels. Global reserve holdings in dollars are declining slowly but steadily. The message is clear. The world is no longer comfortable with a single currency dominating everything. We may be entering an age of currency pluralism, where power is shared, not monopolized. This doesn't mean the end of the dollar, but it may mean the end of its unchecked supremacy. Saudi Arabia is not rebelling, it's adapting. In a world of shifting powers, pandemics, inflation, and geopolitical uncertainty, the kingdom is preparing for tomorrow. And if the petrodollar era truly ends, it will mark not just a monetary shift, but a rewriting of modern financial history. So stay curious, stay informed, because money, power, and influence, they're all in motion. Subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the forces shaping our world.